Diesel Funketeers. Tim Fielder back with a new week of the Diesel Funk Dispatch. It is Monday, October 27th. I'm here. I am Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist, coming to you live from New York City. I was in Fayetteville, Georgia, down with my parents last week and finally made it back and was able to resume live streaming. Let's see here. Is this guy here? I don't think he's visible there. Let's see here. We move this up just a little bit. Nah, I can't really see him that well. Let's move him up there a little bit. Can he come up? There he is. It's not working that well. This thing got busted up, but that's okay. Hey, we have, let me just see if I can bring that down. Yes, we have the purple, the blue knob. I'll leave it right there. That's good. That's good. Yes. We'll move it up. Yeah, we'll leave it there. All right. So I am Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist, known for this guy here, Infinitum and Afrofuturist Tale from HarperCollins Amistad. Maddie's Rocket Book 1, which is pretty cool. Very, very happy about that. Working on Book 2 right now. Graphic History of Hip Hop, done with my good friend Dr. Walter Grayson. Walter D. Grayson, the endowed chair at Macalester College. And our managing partner, Christina Hungsbrook Lamatina. We do our thing. Also, something I wanted to show you guys here. It's pretty cool. This is Hybrid. It's a book I received in the mail the other day by Jamie Mustard and Francesca Filomena. I was asked to provide the cover quote for this guy the other day. Now, why did I provide a cover quote for this book? Beyond the fact that it's it's always an honor to be asked to get a cover quote. This book here follows in the tradition of Infinitum, in the sense that what it is it is a hybrid graphic novel / picture book, in the sense that it provides these instead of doing a bunch of panels, it really features one panel per page. In certain cases, it'll even feature a double page spread of just one image. Fantastic writing, really amazing story. It's hard to do this kind of book here. I'm very impressed with the work of Jamie and Francesca, done by Hybrid, Hybrid, and it's done by Street Noise Books. The person who I spoke with here was the head person there who got me to become involved in terms of lending my name to this project. I was very impressed with the book. It's not often I receive a book like this because it's hard to do. It's very, very hard to do. This is not an easy comic story, just get it, boom. You gotta knock out hundreds of illustrations. It's all fully rendered, which is even harder to do, and to also make that work in harmony with the words. It's a very, very difficult thing to do. And impressed with this book. I'll be showing a few pages as we go along, over the coming week. I'll maybe spend a little time with it the entire week. As a matter of fact, let's switch here to our straight ahead view. Look at that. That's pretty good stuff there. Pretty good stuff. All within an epic storyline. Epic storyline. Dystopian, but a certain level of hopefulness to it. I don't know if Jamie knows that that's how it comes off, but really, really a beautiful book. Very, very beautiful book. I recommend anyone pick this up. What does it say here? The darkest places contain a genius that could alter the world. Pretty, pretty timely stuff. Hybrid. Check it out. All right. Let's go here. Let's go and see where we are. We are streaming live. Yes, Afrofuturism Lounge. Hello. Good to hear you there. I'm on Instagram is going live. Kick is going live. It says, welcome to the chat room. It's all good. YouTube. Diesel Funk is going live. It's live. YouTube on the Diesel Funk Dispatch. Live. Instagram, of course, is live. Kick is live. Facebook is live. Let me just do one thing here. I'm gonna double click this because you all know how I am with this kind of stuff. So you know, Facebook, man, Facebook, and we're gonna go to our desktop here. We're gonna go here and we're gonna share this. Gots to share. Gots to share. Oh, I could actually tag. Let's see if we can tag in here. Let's edit our post. Hold on one second. I'm gonna try our best to tag Mug. Nah, it's always hard to tag stuff from the business account, but that's okay. We're gonna discard that. No worries. We're gonna share this. I'm gonna copy that link here. Now we're gonna go and switch over very quickly to the Tim Fielder site at Facebook, and we're gonna go right there, and now that is done. So Tim Fielder now has, that's me by the way, has the, you guys should be able to hear me pretty good here. I think you can. I see my audio picking up pretty good there. So that's great. That's great. All right, so Facebook, Tim Fielder, Facebook, Diesel Funk is working good. Feel good about that. Let's see, what else we got here rocking? We got Substack. Don't mess with Substack. Leave Substack alone. Substack, when Substack starts streaming, you don't touch it. Now, I would like to stream to Threads. I would like to stream to Threads. Maybe the thing to do, let's see what I can do here. If I take, let's go to Instagram here. Let's see if this can work. Instagram. And Threads is weird because it's like, you know, it doesn't offer stream keys from what I can see, but that's okay. It's okay. It's all on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, all owned by Meta. So that's cool. All right, we're going to go here to Diesel Funk Live. Let's see what I can do here. All right, so we hear our audio picking up, so I'm going to turn that off. All right, so I'm going to go here. Let's see if we can do this. We're going to go Command-C, and we're going to go back to Threads here. Let's see if we can get a live stream going on Threads. Let's go here. Boom. There we go. No, log in. Yeah, it doesn't work. It never seems to work. I don't know exactly what to do, but Threads is weird. You know, we're going to cancel that for the moment. Yeah, we're going to don't save that. Maybe if we can, we'll get it, but we won't worry about it now. LinkedIn. Hello, LinkedIners. How you doing? How you guys doing? LinkedIn is a very, very vibrant forum, social media forum. TikTok is the one that got away. I have not been accepted to an agency yet. I would love to be able to stream to Twitter, but I don't know how that's working. Twitter is weird. I don't even know how to live stream to Twitter. Blue Sky, it's weird. And I think we're still rocking. We're still rolling. So we got all of our stuff going on. Eventually, once I am accepted to one of the streaming services, what I will do is I will probably, let's see here, we can move this here a little bit over there. Okay. Yeah, I will probably work very, very hard towards securing a viable streaming alternative to TikTok. And why do I want that to be a viable thing to TikTok? Because frankly, TikTok, eBay, whatnot, maybe YouTube. I don't know how YouTube deals with live social selling. I would imagine by the end of the year, or probably by next month, I would imagine most, if these social services or social media forums are worth their weight, they had better get their act together with live social selling, because that's a real thing. I myself am letting you guys know, I've said it before and I'll repeat it again over and over again. I intend to really work very, very hard to have my live social selling service up. I think that'll be something that'll be pretty cool here. Let me just go here. I'm going to go here to Diesel Funk here. We're going to see our thread. We're going to see our live. Let's see here. We're going to go here. Should be live. Let's see what's happening here. Yep, we got some stuff going on here. Nothing there. That's stories. Let's go home. I think we'll go. I don't really see live necessarily on this here, but we're not going to worry about that. Click here. Let's see. Let us say bye bye. Let us say bye bye. We ain't gonna worry about it for right now. We'll just leave that up there for now. And I have an iPad here. I have my laptop here. I have my secondary monitor here, right there, and then here I have my Cintiq that I'm drawing on. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 screens going. I just need to be able to be a little bit more efficient with my setup, as it were. As it were. As it were. Let's see. Let's go here. Last thing, and I'm not gonna worry about it. Yeah, I'll go to the professional dashboard here. I suppose I could do this, but I want to see what's happening with my lives. But for right now, we're not going to worry about it. We're going to leave that open there. Maybe what I'll do here is I will open up YouTube. Yep. And then we will see if anyone chimes in on YouTube. We had someone clip in today on my stuff, which was pretty daggum cool. Okay. Let's go here. Let's go to my channel. Alrighty, so we're live there. There we go. Let me turn the volume down on that. So there we go here. I'm sorry, guys. Well, actually, I'm not that sorry. This is fun to do. I would be lying to you if I tried to suggest to you guys that I didn't get a. It feels like I'm in a spaceship cockpit with all these screens going on here. As a matter of fact, let's see if we can do this. We'll go here. Let's pop this off here. And so I have a screen up there. I have a screen right there. I have a screen here. And I have a screen there. So you guys can see I got a bunch of screens here. I got a bunch of screens here. And I enjoy the process. All right. So let's see here. Let's go here. All right. We're good. Time to get to a little drawing. One of the things I am going to do here is I think I need to mute this thing here. How do we mute this on the iPad here? Let's close that off. Let's mute this. I guess what I'll do is I'll turn that button down. Yeah, there we go. All right, so that is now. So I should be able to see my YouTube going here. Oh, man, my eyes. We got live chat going. And I'm going to go here. I'm going to say, hello, all. Good to see you. All right. So we got that going. That's good there. Okay, great. You know, hello. Hello, all. So what I'll start doing now, there's just a little best practices I think I need to start doing, which is really, really beginning to not just be silent on my chats, just to, you know, be able to say something. Even if no one replies, that's okay. All right, so we got that. We got this here. We're going to go here. Boom, bam. Hello, all. And we went from D. Yep, there. It's already there. All right, and we got a little Twitch. Let's go right here. Bam. All right, then we're gonna go with Instagram. I mean, a little LinkedIn, and hopefully we'll see if something comes up there. Bam, got it. All right. I wanna try to get Twitch and the others working okay, but for right now, I think we'll be good. All right. Let's go back here to Instagram because that's where I tend to get quite a bit of an engagement from Instagram. Instagram is dope, let me tell you. All right, now, desktop. make sure I get some of this stuff. Today is October 27th. It's 5:26 Eastern Standard Time. I find it's very useful to give you guys that kind of informational stuff here. Stuff us. Let's close that off there. We don't want that showing. Bow, 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 bow. Okay, we're good there. We're going to minimize that because why not? All right, let's go to our desktop. So as I was saying, one of the things I want to do here. Okay, the cat is meowing. I just fed him just before I got online here. I think our cat is he's just very, very old. I mean, our cat, God, Mel and I have been married for 12, 13 years. I think 12 years now. We're into our 13th year, but we've been together for, almost 14 years. So this is pretty interesting. And we got the cat back when we lived at our old spot on 139th Street. So I would say we left that spot in 2019. We had the cat for at least, I would say, 2 years. So I would say we got that cat probably in 2017. So and he was already 2 years old. So this cat is pretty ancient now. So, I'm hoping we'll have him a little bit longer, but that's seems to be the cycle of life. All right. We're going to move this right here to the side there. Let's close that. Okay, good. So we can see our screen stuff happening. Yes. Okay, let's get to it here. We're going to start drawing here. So the first thing, I want to start off with a little High John stuff. I like to do a little High John stuff first. Then we move into the common. And if I have time, I'll do a little bit of Black Prince. But also need to be doing some other stuff too. I do need to get to the Mega Evers project for Jackson Comics. A lot of stuff to do for a lot of people. It's ridiculous. But you know what? I have a certain level of peace from it. I must say I do, because this is gonna sound weird. I feel like I am living the life of an Afrofuturist. An Afrofuturist is someone who directly engages Black culture, but from a speculative point of view, and they apply it to their chosen trade. In my case, my trade is visual storytelling, whether it be through still images, moving images, illustrated images, or live action images. That's what I do. I'm a graphic novelist, and so I tell Afrofuturist stories within that vein. But it's one thing to do those activities. It's another thing to live as an Afrofuturist, meaning that my purpose, as an artist, as a creator, what you want to try to do is to find your why, find your purpose, your reason. And that is one of the things I've been doing, and I've been doing it and enjoyed myself with High John. As a matter of fact, let's play today's episode of High John here. I think what we'll do is, we'll play it straight off the dome. We'll play it off the dome, baby. Play it off the dome. Here we go. Let's go here, High John Conqueror, guys. Let's go to High John Conqueror. Maybe I'll also do a little concept design for High John. I think it's some stuff that I would like to design. Anyway, let's go here to Prologue. We're in episode 3 today. Here we go. Okay, so I had put a little bit of, I'm always trying to improve on my work. One of the things I was told, hey man, you need to put company graphics. You don't have to put it at the front, but you should put it at the end. I thought about putting it at the beginning, but I don't want, unless there's a specific change of chapter, I do not want company graphics being the first thing you see. I want the first or snippet. That's why I zoom in on stuff. I want the I want the graphic to be visual. Now, also another thing you guys might ask, well, why is he showing it like that? Because actually, this is a comic. In fact, this is everything. Well, I guess I can show a little bit of this right here. See that? That's actually a double page spread. So I'm actually doing the comic as I'm doing the comatic. Let me repeat again. I'm doing the comic as I'm doing the comatic. So what does that mean? That means that I'm a hybrid artist. Guy told me years ago, his name was John McIntosh. He's department head of SVA back in the day. That was a while ago. But he always said he called me a hybrid artist, and it's the first time anyone had called me that. And I took that to heart, and so that's what I am, a hybrid artist. That whole thing I said last time on Friday, jack of all trades, master of none. Master of none is pretty accurate, but I do everything. I draw, I design, I tell stories, I do really badly done animation, I do pretty snazzy looking motion graphics. That's what I do. But I'm also an Afrofuturist, so I pull all these things together. Uh, again, I do this particular live drawing with Tim Field. I have two shows or four shows now that I do. Some more consistent than others. I do this one here. This guy here is consistent every day. Well, as much as I can, unless something's happened, like with my parents last week. Live drawing with Tim Fielder. I do, Diesel Funk Dispatch. Try to do 5 days a week. I will normally start streaming between 3 and 5, sometimes a little bit later, sometimes a little bit earlier, but I always go in that afternoon ish period. So today I'll probably end up going for about 2 hours, maybe three, depends on who joins in and stuff. We'll see how it rocks. Also, additionally to that, so I have live drawing with Tim Fielder. Hi John is now a 3 to 5 times weekly show in the format I call comatics. Comatics is where, just as an animatic is the middle ground between a storyboard and animation, a motion comic is the middle ground between a comic book and animation. A comatic is a middle ground between a comic and an animatic, meaning that what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. We got a cool call coming in here today. Let's go check this cool call out. Let's see what's happening here. We got a visitor today. We have a visitor. She just called in. Hello, you're welcome. Say hello to the audience. Hi, can they see me? Yes, they can see your beautiful face with glasses and the kind of Miss Frankenstein gray and black hair streaks. I love it. I love it. Oh Lord. Hi. How's it? Hi everyone. How's it going? What's going on? How did work go today? Oh, work was great. Uh huh. You going to see getting Anthony? Ready. We're having a haunted house tomorrow, so our kids were getting ready for their haunted house. Oh, announce where the haunted house is so people might be able to come by and see it. Sure. It's part of Whitebird Productions, and it's in Park Slope at the Park Slope United Methodist Church. So at the Park Slope United Methodist Church, there's a haunted house. Yeah, it is a private haunted house. Oh, it's a private haunted house. For our parents, because we will have over hundreds of people already there. Oh, so okay. We're so excited to let people know, but you know. All right, I thought this was gonna be like y'all doing y'all thing, but That's okay.
Well,
It's
I
all good.
can let them know that they should come down to Theater for the New City for our big Halloween pageant.
Uh
That would be
huh.
fun.
Okay.
That's open to the public on actual Halloween day, which is
What is
on
it? What is it called?
Friday.
Was it repeat again loud for the audience?
What, babe?
Repeat loud for the audience, please.
Theater for the New City is having its annual Halloween extravaganza.
So, Theater for the New City is having their annual Halloween extravaganza where all the weird folks in the village, y'all know what it's like there in the village, the freak come out
It's
at
so
night.
wonderful. That is at 155 First Avenue between East 10th and East Ninth Street. And
155 First Avenue
they have
between East Ninth and East 10th.
performances and dancing and a costume party and all kind of wonderfulness. So yeah, I'll be there. I'll be emceeing in the Johnson with the wonderful Crystal
What is
Fields.
the Johnson? What is the Johnson?
The Johnson is our main stage. We have beautiful murals and wonderfully decorated, like so fabulous. We'll all be in costume, and it's gonna be so exciting.
Okay, and tell me one other thing you got going. I think you got something called the Popes of Farragut Street. What is that?
Oh yes, honey, and my new play, my brand spanking new play with a cast of 9 wonderful actors, is
Nine people.
gonna is gonna be opening on November 6th, and will be performing November 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, and every weekend through November 23rd at the Theater for the New City, where tickets are affordable and welcoming to every person that wants to come and see the show. We want you to come out and see our show, The Popes of Farragut Street,
Popes of
which is
Farragut
a
Street.
celebration of the black ancestry of Pope Leo and a love story about a man who's got a course correct after a mistake he made in the past.
Hold on. Are you saying that Pope Leo is black? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yes, honey, Pope Leo is indeed
All right, these are
black, black,
Funketeers.
black.
Y'all heard the news. Pope Leo has Creole blood running through his veins, like my wife. They are black. Let me be the first to tell you that you are black.
Amen, hallelujah, happy birthday to you.
All right. So, are you going to see Anthony now, or are you coming home?
I am going to the theater to drop off parts of our set because I've been going to different mechanic shops and they've been giving me stuff for our set, tail lights and bumpers and
Mm.
stuff that we need to recreate a mechanics shop called Conrad's Auto Service.
Mm-hmm. Good, good, good. So you're doing your thing. Litzel will be able to work with that.
Amen.
Like my new microphone cover here.
Oh, I love it. It looks so cushy.
Yeah, that's a yeah. So that's the thing. I'm trying to
Yes, looks
make
like that.
everything coordinated. I like the colorful set. I think it's good when things are colorful, and that's the idea of trying to do it this way. But I enjoy doing this. I love doing it, and yeah, it's good. I love you too. You're doing good. All right. So I'm glad.
Amen.
You had a wonderful work day today.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you when I get home.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be here doing what? Streaming, and I got
You're
a
gonna be
lot of.
streaming by the time I get home too.
Yes, girl,
Good,
I'm working.
good,
This is work.
good. I'm so excited about that.
Anyway, let me get
Love
to
it.
this. Love you. Bye. So
Bye.
you're not going to see Anthony?
Nope, not till tomorrow.
All right,
Bye
bye.
bye.
All right, guys. So you all saw that. Um, it was cool to see my wife. We chime in stuff. We see people. Let's see here. What time is it? 5:41. Let me give somebody else a call here. Let's see. What do we got? I did not realize and the power of this stuff here, how truly powerful it is. I don't know if my brother's gonna pick up here. He may not. But if he doesn't, it's all good. Oh, why that? move over there a little bit. I guess we'll move it back there. Oops, not that one. He's probably not going to pick up. That's my twin brother. Maybe he'll chime in a little bit later. I'm almost tempted to call my daughter, but I will leave her alone for now. I spoke with her earlier today. Let's see here. All right. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get to some. Let's get to some drawing here. So again, as I told you guys, we have these episodes that are going live. I'm feeling very positive about that type of stuff. I like the way it's flowing out. The story is moving along. I would say I have about between 6 to 7 weeks of content drawn up. I always have to tweak stuff, even at the last minute, you know, the graphics and getting the music and all that stuff together. So that becomes part of it, because Comatics are not just comics. Now, if I had just kept it simple, I probably could have done just black and white comic and left at that. But I don't think that's just not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do. Let me just close that there. That's not what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was to tell a story that would allow that would be visual. I wanted a visual story. I wanted something that would be dynamic and something that would hold a little weight graphically, but also hold a little weight from the visual narrative, but also from the written narrative. And that was important. All right, so it is now 5:43. Again, I am an artist that, as a hybrid artist, I use everything. I use digital illustration with Photoshop, digital illustration, Clip Studio Paint. I don't use Corel Painter as much as I used to. I use, what else do I use? I use, what else? Let me think. I use 3ds Max. My trial just ended. When I get my next check, I will buy 3ds Max so I can get back to doing 3D elements for my work, which I think just enhances the work. And plus, I'm going to need that because I had the entirety, quite a bit of New York City, kind of circa 1920, built in the computer, because that's what I'll be using to provide many of my backgrounds for the comic. Some of the stuff I'll actually draw out, because if it's a one set, then you get in, you get out. But we'll figure that out. All right, enough of that. So let's go here to Clip Studio Paint. All righty, we're going to go here to, now here's where it's going to be interesting. I'm actually going to take care of 4 panels from this. I won't be doing any lettering. I'll do the lettering on other days here. But as you can see here, you probably can't see this, like a slight wash. All right, so this is what I did. I imported this wash into this program here, and it says here, dusk sky just before total darkness, mostly cloudless sky, photorealistic cinematic. So what it did, let's close that now, is it took this image here, and it's probably very hard to see, but I did something that's a wash, and I'll show you here what I did. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to just run this back so you can see it here. Export time lapse. So it started off like that, right? These are rough drawings, and I went in and I smoothed it out, right? And that's what I had, because I wanted something that was looking very atmospheric. As you can see here, I'm playing it over again. And that was a pretty good idea. And the reason why I do this, because again, as I've told anyone who looks at my stuff here, I believe the idea of starting with written prompts in AI, why do that? If you're a visual artist, whether you are a illustrator, sculptor, painter, photographer, you should start with your own image as your initial prompt. Why? Because what you're trying to do is keep the work yours. If you're letting the software create the core of your image, then you're having to respond to it, which is not in and of itself a bad thing. But what you should do is you need to be able to kind of sort of start with your stuff. Start with your stuff. So in this case here, this is what I want, and I'll show you what it is in just a moment here. So there are these shots. I use this technique. I've used it in Black Prince. I'm using it in High Jump, where there's this kind of thing where you have a silhouetted figure with a background, right? So a figure, a silhouette, an environment is backlit by a very dominant image. And in this particular case here, in fact, I did the breakdowns for this 10 years ago. So in many ways, I'm deploying a lot of stuff I did in this particular story, but I'm using it in Black Prince. But in this particular case, and I don't mind, it's like Spike Lee and this whole kind of tripod chair thing. And I don't mind being known for using specific type of techniques in doing my work. And one of the things I love doing is playing with light and shadow. In this case here, see, I have this light here. That's pretty cool. I like that. Then I had this one, right? And this right here is more straight on because the light is right there in the middle. I'm going to be using that for specific shots here. And then we have this one right here, which is really dark. And that's kind of what I want. And I'll show you guys what I'm going to be doing with it here in a moment. Again, the Diesel Funk Dispatch live drawing with Tim Fielder is all about showing how the sausage is made. I don't expect everyone to chime in. There are people who are at work, some people not at work. But part of what I do when I'm working is I try my best to show folks how I do my work as an active artist. But also, I think it's helpful for folks it's helpful for me directly to be able to, frankly, it keeps me accountable. Again, it really does create an accountability loop that I enjoy. Hello, Twitchers. Countless counterweight. Yeah, this is people always trying to get me viewers. All right, let's go. We're going to refresh that page there. We're going to go back here to Diesel Funk. Okay, Karen Hill. Hello, Karen. Karen Hill is a friend that I've known, God, close to well over 30 years. I met her in the early 90s, I think. And she always sends me some very cool images or stories that always lift me up a little bit there. I really appreciate it. I don't know if she knows how much I appreciate it. All right, so here we go. Let's keep going here. We're going to now do some very quick background placements. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Now, the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go back to Clip Studio Paint. We're going to go to this story here. So you see this here? See that? So we have, it starts here, it ends there, but in between here you have these shots that are basically skies, right? So watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to click here. All right, that's all of my artwork right there on those sequences. All right, that'll be good there, all right? So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to go back to Viscom. And you're going to see how I deploy Gen AI imagery to enhance and augment my own illustration work. So I'm going to go here, HJ Hang Skies. I'm going to go here. We're going to go to File, Export, PSD. Okay, we got it. We got it. So that should have gone in. Let's go here down to Finder. There we go. Now we're going to open that up there in Clip Studio Paint. So these are our skies, right? And in fact, I rendered out enough skies so that those skies would sort of, how would I say? I wanted those skies to come together for I wanted the skies to come together for the entire story from beginning to end, right? And like I say, if there's more we need to do, we'll do that. All right, so first up, we're going to go here. Seconds left to live. And I could do something with this, but if I do something with this, I'm kind of thinking, let's move this over. Whoops. Let's move that right there. Okay, good. So here's our sky. I think for this particular shot here, because this shot here and that shot there will be pretty much the same, mostly the same. But it'll be like the sun is still up here and it's really dropping low there. So what am I going to do? What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go here. I'm going to pick a sky that works. We're going to say here. Yeah, that works there. Watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do Command C. Then here, whoop, nope, not there. I'm going to go right here. So let's do this. Command V. Yes. Let's move that up there. I'm going to get this above here. Let's go here. Boom. Yep. So we need to put this all the way up to the top. Now, I probably don't need it there, but for right now, we'll be fine where we are. Okay, watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go to multiply. And here, what I'm going to do, see? See what I'm doing? Yep, that's pretty good. I like that. And I can color the rest of this as needed, right? So what will happen is this particular image will be a kind of, at this point, because the sun is dropping, right? So that's good there. The sun is dropping. What it's doing is I want a specific type of vibe going on during that time. So that's good there. Now, here, we need that sun. See that sun there? That's what we want. Command C. Gonna go back here. I'm gonna do Command V. Watch this. And we're going to go to a multiply here as well. So you see what's happening? See what's happening? How you get that kind of vibe happening? I want the sun to still sort of be up at this point. Let's move this over here just a smidge. So now let's take a look at this. Let's zoom into this. So you see how that looks? You take this drawing here. When you place that background on there, what it ends up doing is it ends up sort of parlaying. It ends up telling the story in a more dramatic way because it adds this kind of hyper-real element to the illustration work. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to build and bring your audience into the story. And so that's part of what I'm doing. So that's one image, right? Now, I could, if I wanted to, I could sort of keep this the same. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to take this. That's kind of booming out there a little bit. Right there. That's pretty good. Okay, that's good. Right? Now, watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to, yes. You'll notice here, I moved that up because I want that sun to be right there, right? Now, I'm going to duplicate this image. I'm going to bring it down. This one right here, I'm going to have that be a little bit lower. Let's move that over slightly. As a matter of fact, that's pretty good. Hold on, let me just do this right here. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to select both of these layers here. Now what I want is I want these images to come out farther like that. So let's go here. There we go. So that's pretty good. Not bad. So if I turn this one off, what we want is we want the sun higher. Want the sun higher in the sky. That's pretty good there, right? I like that. But here, we want the sun a little bit lower. So all I got to do is just move that down a little bit. So that kind of like you're losing the light, right? Which is good. That's good, right? So we can go here. Let's take this. Now I'm going to go to this right here. This is going to be a little tricky here, so let's zoom into here. By the way, the stuff you see here, that's all from the comment. All right, let's move this over here a little bit. There we go. All right, I'm going to take my rectangle here. There we go. All right, good. Command Shift I, backspace. So you see what I got there? So I basically have placed that in. Now you might say, wow, Tim, those drawings there looks really sketchy. It's okay. It's okay when you're doing it this way, because basically what's happening is these are going to be relatively small images, right? So I don't mind having a little bit of abstraction there. Okay, so we got that one. Next thing we want to do here is we're going to reselect. Watch what happens here. We're going to move this guy up. It should be able to fit. Let's see what happens. These images, even though they look the same, they're a little bit off in terms of dimensions, and that's okay. Now, I know a lot of folks might be like, oh, Lord, man, what is this story that you're doing? It has Klansmen in here. Yes, it does. But I assure you, this is retro Afrofuturism. That's what it is. That is how I'm just choosing to tell my story. Move over one. Move up one. Yeah, a little bit. Yep. Command Shift I, backspace. Whoops, wrong one. This one is the one we want to get rid of. All right, so you see how the sun is dropping? The sun is dropping. That's pretty good. Now, the only thing I think I might do here, which could work, is I'm sitting up here and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? You got this light going on here. Maybe what you need to do is you need to keep the backgrounds the same, right? I could keep the backgrounds the same. That would be interesting. Let's check it out here. Let's see what we got going on next here. Watch this. Go here. That's interesting. That is interesting. So I think what I'm going to do here, let's go back here. Okay, there's a part of me that feels like I probably need to keep that image the same background, because I don't want the drama of what's happening here to be lost. So that probably needs to keep that sun there happening. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go here. I'm going to duplicate that layer. All right, I'm going to move that up, right there. Yep. So it's all the same. Okay, that kind of works there. I kind of like that. I like that a lot. So it keeps the same vibe. As a matter of fact, let's go here. We're going to do it again. Got that. We're going to move that up here. Yep. I think we've got what we're looking for. Now I'm going to go here. Now I'm going to bring this guy down. Yep. That's it. I like that. Because what it is, it keeps the vibe. I don't really have to do much else to those images. I think the backgrounds work, the drawings work. Because keep in mind, High-John in its core is still very much a comic book. I'm not trying to do infinitum. I don't want something that's fully painted. Or something like Maddie's Rock, which features like these fully rendered backgrounds, but with like flat, mostly flat colored characters. It'll be a little bit of more Maddie, like in more Maddie the style in High-John. But that's what I want to be able to do. Okay, so now we got this. So here's what we're going to do now. Watch this, guys. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to see. Let's go back to this image here. So in theory, I mean, that's cool. But there's something about this. Like, I want that. That's what I want for the sky in that shot. But it's like, how do you make that work? How do you make that work? don't know exactly how to make that work. But one of the things I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm going to move this over here. Let's try this. Command T, back, right click. We're going to flip vertical. That's interesting. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Command T. Whoops. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. Now, I don't know if this is going to work because, again, I'm going to run it through the software to give me some rendering. But I kind of like that base color there because that feels like what I did was I flipped it. I flipped it so that the vibe comes through better. And you'll see the way all this stuff looks at the end of the day and stuff. So maybe I'll do this, keep it there to keep everything sort of cool. Let's see here. We'll go here again. So let's try this. All right, we'll try this one. All right, here we go. That's pretty good. Command T, right click, double click, flip vertical. Yes. Look at that. This might be the one. Let's go here. Yep. Me thinks that might be the one. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the vibe of the atmosphere of this as we rock on. We do what we got to do. Um, See, it's 6:03 Eastern Standard Time. I'm going for about an hour, almost an hour, 53 minutes. Still on the fence whether or not I'm going to do 2 or 3 hours today. I think if I'm going to close it down, I'm probably going to close it down between 7 and 8. That'll give me enough time to cook something to eat. Need to do a little house maneuvering around because I've been kind of working most of the day. Let's see here what else we got. So that's good. That's good. That gives you the impression of the sun dropping. That whole thing. There's something about that there that I like quite a bit. Okay, here is my wife calling me again. Here, let's see what she's got. All right. Hey, what's up?
Oh, hi, babe.
Hey, what's happening? I'm still on my
Oh,
thing here.
sweetie.
What's going on? Yes, everything's good. What's
Oh,
going on, girl?
is anybody looking?
I don't know, but if they are not, it doesn't matter because this stuff can always be played back later. I'm
Okay, wonderful. Well,
Yep.
that's great. I'm so glad.
What's
Well,
going
I
on?
just called because I missed you.
You missed what?
I miss you.
Oh, I miss you as well. Miss you as well. I'm
You miss me right now?
sure. Yes, dear. Yes. Yes. I'm sorry.
I,
I'm sitting here trying to. Oh, you're going over Brooklyn Bridge now. Is it sunny out there? Or is the sun going down?
how can you tell I'm going over to Brooklyn Bridge? How can you tell that?
Because I can see the Brooklyn Bridge moving in your screen there.
Oh, interesting. The sun is going down over our beautiful city. It's amazing.
It is. New York City is pretty amazing. Yes, it is. I'm grateful to be able to live here. I was telling the
Yeah,
audience that, what's interesting for me is that I live like a straight up visual Afrofuturist, and it's a really interesting space to be. It really is. This is how I do what I do, and I like this. I like it.
wonderful. How's Dad doing?
He's doing fine. He's doing fine. He's chilling out with Jim, and they're doing their thing, doing what they do. What can I tell you? Doing what they do.
Okay.
Yep, yep, yep. All right. So look, let me get back to work here. I'll see you when you get home. I haven't cooked anything yet, but I'll figure out what I'm gonna cook. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I was ruined by whatever I ate this morning for breakfast.
How you mean you were ruined by it? What does that mean?
It's just not like our normal diet. Like I don't like to eat
Why'd
like
you
a
buy those
bagel.
bagels?
I bought the bagels for my calves so they could have them for breakfast when
Oh,
I was rehearsing with them early, but
okay.
it's just not a good idea for me personally. I really prefer to have a savory breakfast like steak and eggs.
Well, we need steak. We have quite a few eggs. If you brought steak home. I'd make steak for dinner tonight.
Okay. Well, listen, I love you more than anything else in the whole wide world, and I think
Okay.
you're so gorgeous. And I'll talk to you later. Okay,
All
bye
right. Take
bye.
care. You gonna bring some steak home, or am I gonna have to make some more chicken wings?
Well, there's steak in the refrigerator, sweetheart, that I bought the other day.
Oh, I didn't know that. So I'll take a look at it. All right. Take care. Bye.
Okay, bye bye, love.
All right. So that was a call. Okay. So we're gonna close that up there. All right. Now here's where things get a little bit interesting because I think I'm doing pretty good here and here. Well, I'm doing good there because this is actually 4 days of content. That's one, two, three, four. So in fact, what you're looking at what's going to happen between Thursday and Monday. So this will be what? This will be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and this will be what will happen on Saturday, on Monday of next week. Again, the way I've designed this comedic story is that the story should be told in pockets, meaning where I'll reveal, through the dialogue and none of the dialogue is in place here. None of that is in place, and in fact, I'm having an issue here. I'm looking at this here and I'm thinking this wagon here is a little bit too far over. It's not there. It's like it's. I don't know. I might leave it there, but that's kind of weird. That is kind of weird. I don't know, but I can shift it around. I think I can shift it around, but that disturbs me. It might not matter, but that's what I'm thinking. All right, so let's do this. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take this and do a Command Shift F. We're gonna do this right there. So we got that one image going, right? Then I'm gonna do it again. Command Shift 4. Command Shift 3 does the entire screen. Command Shift 4 allows you to draw a bounding box around what you're going to select. All right, so this worked pretty good. I might use it for skies. I mean, look, like some folks would look at this and say to themselves, well, damn, why don't you just paint your own sky? Why would I? When this right here gives me perfectly realistic, photorealistic skies. That's what I want. If I want to add illustrative work to it like clouds, I'll do that. But this is fantastic what this does here. All right. Anyway, let's go back to our workspace here and create a new file here. I'm going to call this, well, it always goes through that. We're going to upload an image. We're going to go to our desktop. Our desktop. Today it's 6:09. I think we'll start with this one. There we go. Now, so again, this is my core image. This is my core image. And that's pretty good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hit the word describe. We're going to let the software try to determine what it's looking at. And I'll make any adjustments that are needed. Here we go. It's coming along now. Foreground cluster of white, conical, hooded robe figures with small eye holes, coarse cloth texture, mid-distance silhouette, walking figure, wooden wagon and flag, low, wide angle view. Yes, that's pretty good. Now we're gonna say dusk, sunset, dusk, photorealistic, cinematic. All right, let's see what comes up. I don't know if it's gonna work. We're gonna see. We're gonna see, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting, but what it's doing is not appropriately kind of recording the environment. So we're gonna get rid of that. That's not good. So we're gonna say here, foreground colors are white with white aisles, coarse white texture, mid distance, walking figure, moving over a brown dirt field with green forest, green trees on the horizon. Wooden wagon and horse. Okay, let's try it now. Let's see what happens. Oh, now see what happens? You can already see that this filled in a lot of that stuff that was kind of wackadoodle. Huh. All right. So this is where it gets interesting. See how it's kind of doing something, but it's it's not doing necessarily what I need. Now that's interesting. I'm gonna add this. That's pretty good because it's something about it. So what I'm gonna do here, foreground cluster. Okay, white O's, uh, standing in a dirt field. Mid distance silhouetted figure moving closer. Moving closer on the horizon. We're going to say foreground cluster of white conical hooded robe figures with small eye holes, coarse cloth texture, standing in a dirt field with green trees on the far horizon. Mid-distance silhouette, walking figure, moving closer. I had moving used twice. Moving closer on the horizon. Wooden wagon and horse and flag, wide angle view, sunset dusk. Okay, there we go. All right, let's do this. Let's do that. We're going to turn this off because we don't want that. And what I'm going to do here, and I want that to be visible. I want that to be turned off. I'm going to go here. I'm going to get Command C. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-render. Let's see what happens here. It's like this white thing here keeps appearing. That's not what we want. But the light is actually quite interesting. Yeah, the light is quite interesting. Uh, hmm. Yep. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to close that. We're going to go back here. Now watch what we're going to do now. We're going to create a new layer. And this is where, when you're using Gen AI, you're still having to draw these type of things, right? So I'm going to go here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to multiply. Right now, set to, this is all VizCom. Go here. We're going to make this image here a little bit bigger. Hold down the Option key to make a kind of a selection. See that? See? let's take that a little bit brighter. Even brighter, like right there. And you'll see why I'm doing it. See, because I'm trying to eliminate the kind of dusk element. There we go. I wish there was some sort of smudge tool with this, but that's okay. All right, now I have that. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to duplicate this image. I'm going to turn that one off. I'm going to go here. And now I'm going to take this image here. And I'm going to merge it down with that image. See, so these are all the same. But now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this and I'm going to make this image here, a multiply image. And I'll show you why in just a moment. See that? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that. We're looking for that. That's what we're looking for. So I'm going to go here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the elements in that we need. Right? So I can go here. And in fact, I can go here and start just selecting stuff. See? So I'm able to do that. Just to take this stuff here. See what I'm doing? But because I'm painting on a multiply layer, it gives me a pretty interesting vibe. Go here. There we go. All right, so you see what's happening? So what I'm doing here is painting this so that it really comes off like the grass and all those type of things are there. See what's happening here? I don't want this character to just suddenly be kind of walking out of whatever, right? I want him to be walking in the space. There's one other thing I might try to do here. Let's go here. I think we'll go to a white. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this. I'll paint this, maybe not white, maybe an off-white like that. Yep. There we go. Now, why am I doing this? You'll see in just a moment. Now, there's no guarantee this is going to work. But what I'm doing here is painting because I don't want this kind of brown burlap vibe to remain there. I want that to come off kind of white. Because ultimately, the software is going to be using my drawing to piggyback on. Right? But also what I did here was I set this up so that it would, and now I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to see. But the idea, what I did here is I did a drawing where the white, in theory, if I set this to multiply, that didn't do anything. And that's unfortunate because one of the things I would like, well, let's try layer adjustments here. Let's see, let's go to enhance. Enhancing the layer. Oh, I don't know if that's going to work, but we'll see something. Hello, we Soul Star. How you doing? What's happening there? What's happening there? Good to see you. Okay, you want to give her a call? Please do. All right, I'm not so hyped on that. I think that is not going to work here. Let's go to, let's see what we can do here. Yeah, I'm not feeling that. Not feeling that. Let's get rid of that. We're going to delete this one. Okay, that's okay. And all the other stuff I was trying to do. Well, hang on one second. If I go here, what if I just, instead of trying to use some fancy, there we go. Like that. There we go. I was trying to get fancy with it. All right? I was trying to get fancy with it. Now we're going to go here. See? There we go. Now, I have no idea how the folks who work for Viscom are going to respond to this kind of story because this is, like I said, this is retro Afrofuturist, and it is being done in such a way where I'm telling the story, but I'm trying not to shy away from the realities of what the world was like at that time. So we'll go here to a little bit of white here. Yep, there we go. See what's happening there? Not bad, not bad. Not terrible, not terrible. There we go, see? All right, that's not terrible, but we need to get rid of a little bit of that green there. Let's go here, go back here. Boom, right there. So now we can paint over this part here, see? Now I'm going to see now what will happen. So we have this here. We have our horse. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to see. I'm going to do a command copy of this. I'm going to do it to generate again. Let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. Something's happening. And it's still got that little kind of white cloth thing. I don't know why it's there. But there's something about the... Oh, that's a little bit better, actually. Oh. Yes. Yes. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take this one. We're going to add this one. Because there's some things I can do to tweak that. That's not bad. Not bad. So we're going to add this one. We're going to add this one. So that's pretty good. I like that. I like that. I like that pretty good there. Because that makes it, it is what it is with a little grass here and stuff. I don't mind that. Some things I can remove. That's okay. All right. So I think we're good here. So we're going to save this as H.J. Field Walk 01. There we go. We got it. We're going to go back to Workspace here again. We're going to create a new file. We're going to start in Studio. And we will do it again. But this time we're going to grab the other one here. This guy. Right? And we're going to hit Describe. Okay. So we have something happening here. So it is now, let me check my email there. Sorry. We will go to, it's 6:24. I think we're going to go for about another 30 minutes. I have told myself one of the things I want to do is I want to share and showcase, how should I say? I want to share and showcase how I'm working live to the audience, but I also want to make sure that I keep not just I want to make sure I'm working on all of my projects. I mean, High John is a labor of love, no different than Black Metropolis or things like that. But what I want to do here is make sure I spend enough time with the other projects. So it's 6:25 now. I'm going to try to go no more than another 15 minutes. If I can get the base down there, we'll be good. Foregrounded, desert pointed, hued, robe figures with expressive faces and cloth. We're going to say dozen pointed with pointed hood with white robed figures with expressive faces and cloth texture. Central stern gentleman in tailored coat riding a horse. No. Tailored coat with carrying two Civil War sabers walking past a horse and carriage, horse and wagon. good there. All right, we're going to say, let's put that guy there. We're going to say sunset dusk. Let's see. Wooden card front. Okay, here we go. Watch this, guys. So we're going down here. Now we're going to say sunset dusk, photorealistic. So you see what's happening here. I'm going to do a Command C here. Get all that in there. Now let's generate. Let's see what happens. I did not specify the race of the character. And the reason why I did not specify the race of the character was because I don't think it was necessary to do. Wow, look at that. Now I'm going to wow, look at that. That's pretty good. Oh man, look at this dude here. Look like he has syphilis or something. All right, I'm gonna go here. That's pretty good. I like this. This is actually not bad. The horse is good. I like the horse. I like how that's turning out. Okay, so we like this one. Let's add that. Okay, that's pretty good. But we want to change this. Wearing a central stern gentleman in a dark tailored suit. In a dark tailored suit and coat. Suit and coat. All right, let's try it. Let's see what happens here. It's amazing what this thing can do. It can add that kind of rendering that would be lethal. It adds it there for you. Now, I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to see here. I might need to be more specific. Wow, it's making him into some sort of... That's interesting. No. Oh, that's interesting. Look at the dark suit there. All right, let me try this one more time. Let's get rid of this. And it's a central stern gentleman wearing a gray tailored suit and coat. Okay, let's try it now because we want to specify what he's wearing. His whole skin texture and all that, we can work that out. Oh, that might work. This is looking like something interesting happening. That is interesting. That is very, wow, look at that. All right, we're going to add that. Oh, we're going to add this one too. Nope. Yeah, let's add that because some of the stuff we might be able to keep, right? All right, so we're going to hit generate. I think we're good here. I think we can live with that. Boy, it's amazing what you can do when you just get the kind of cartooning drawings. Look at this guy here. Let's look at him. Let's look at this dude. That boy there looks crazy, all right? But watch this. We take this. Let me turn these off here. And let me move this to a multiply. Look at that. See what I'm saying? What it's doing is it's not that what I'm doing is taking the photoreal phenomena that will be present and allow me to apply it to my drawings. Right? To even achieve this level of realism would take hours to do. It would take hours. Here, it does it in a few seconds. The drawings take a while because I still got to sit up there and draw everything. But this is not bad, and I'm okay with it. So even with the fact that the main character here, his skin is white here, I don't mind that because I can adjust that in the computer. And he's far enough away from the camera to where I can get away with it. So now we're going to say HJ Field Walk 02. I'm sure I signed it differently. All right, we're going to go here. We're going to go to File, Export, PSD. There we go. Good there. We're going to go back here. Go back to Workspace. And go here. There we go. This is going to be, because what will end up happening is I'll end up using the background in this first shot to deploy it on the second shot. So that's okay there. So we'll now Field Walk 02. Okay, we go here, File, Export.psd. Okay, good. Now, the other beautiful thing about this is that since the dynamics in this shot, the dimensions are the same, I should be able to work with both of these files at the same time. But we'll see how it works. We'll see how it works. Right now, I'm good with the way it turned out. Okay, for that now, let's go back here. Go back here. All right, now, wait, somebody has reached out to me. What is this? Oh, that's some interesting news. Okay. Let's go here. All right. All right. So, all right. It is 6:33. I'm inclined to try to place these images in there now because I can. So let's do it now because we can. It's so interesting taking these kind of cartoony characters and then applying that. It's just a really quite a fascinating process and technique. All right, let's go here to this here. I'm going to go to downloads. Here. There we go. Field Walk. I'm going to go both of these here. And we're going to drag and drop those in the Clip Studio Paint. Okay, there we go. So I think we're doing pretty good here. So I'm going to take this here since we know everything is working with there. I'm going to turn these guys off. That's good. Now I'm going to go here and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go here and I'll show you why I'm going to do that. I'm going to turn this off. Okay. Now we want to set this to multiply. And then we want to set this one here to multiply. All right, by the way, one of the things I didn't do was I didn't save the sky here, but I think what I'm going to do, because why not? In the export, we're going to save as, we're going to say HJ Field Sky. Because why not? I should save that. So that's closed. All right, now we're going here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go, because it's a lot here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. I'm going to drag everything in there. See? So all those files are in that one folder. Now I'm going to go here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to go here. I'm going to drag and drop everything right there. Right. So now I'm going to go Command C. Then I'm going to do Command V. Right? Watch this. So that's that one. Now I'm going to go here. I'm going to do Command C. And because it's roughly the same size, we'll see. I'm going to go here. I'm going to do Command V. All right, close. Very close. All right, very close. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad, man. Not bad. So we're going to take this one here. Yep, that one there. And I'm going to set this to multiply. See, because now we can see everything that's happening underneath that. There we go. Command T. And we're going to try to put that right there in place. Good. That looks to be pretty damn close. Now, when I enlarge these to the appropriate size, I don't need them to be absolutely spot on because I'm going to have to do paint overs on this stuff here. It's not like it's going to be locked completely in place, right? Now let's go here. Same thing. Go here. Take this one here. I'm going to set that one to multiply. All right. I'm going to hit Command T. All right. There we go. Not perfect, but close enough. Right? See, we can move that. See how that moves there? There we go. Perfect. Well, it's a little bit, that's good, but let's see. Let's go a little bit more maybe. There we go. Boom. Okay, we're good there. Now watch this, guys. So we've got these two folders here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to turn off the top layer. Wait, hang on. Did I forget something? Oh, there it is. I'm going to turn off the top layer because we don't need that. Oh, nope, wrong one. I want to work with this one first because I want to try to choose the background here. So we got that. That's pretty good, right? I'm going to turn this off. Now we'll go here. That one was pretty good. That one was pretty good. I like the way that looked. That looked awesome. That one, not as much sunny. Oh, I don't know what that was. That was while I was painting their shirts. That's interesting, but that's the other stuff going there. Yeah, and that right there. All right, so I think the one we're going with is this one. That is the one we're going with, where clearly it's a little dark, it's a little time of day. That is interesting. That is interesting. And I will go and I will tweak this so that there are other things going on within it. So let's this is not bad here. This is good. And I like it because the vibe of it kind of sort of fits. Sort of fits. Now, watch, let's see what happens if we do this. All right, hang on. Oh, that's what we kind of moved that a little bit around. Let's move that right there. Let's see what happens if we turn this one on. Ah, look at that. Look at that. Let's multiply. Let's go to overlay. Now, see how that fits? That fits. That fits very, very nicely. I can live with that. I can live with that. That gives it, and of course the mass I have to go through and tweak things and things like that. But that's pretty damn good. That is pretty daggum good. Now let's go here. Turn this one off. Turn this one on. That one's there. It's pretty good. I like that one. But let's see what this one right here looks like. That's pretty good too. But that's a little bit too bright in the background here. I like that one because it's not too far off from this one here. And I might be able to take the background here because I like the way the trees are looking in the back. Yep. Because I'm going to have to erase around this stuff anyway. So that's fine. That's fine. I'm totally fine with that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put this guy up here. That's pretty good. But I wonder what happens if we go here. Yes. Go here. Now we're going to go to overlay. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Too much sun, but it's okay. That's not bad, though. That's not bad. This gives us something very, very solid to work with. Again, I want the ink lines to show through some of this stuff. I'll get rid of some of the things in the background. I have to put the Confederate flag, all that stuff in there, because you can't have clans without Confederate flag. And we will work that out. All right, for now, we will call this particular section here done. In terms of setting it up. I'll work a little bit more over the next day or two. Tomorrow's episode is already generated. Well, let's see here. Let's hang on. Let's go here. Is it generated? Let's see what happens here. Let's go to. Okay, now we're going to go to prologue. Oh, there we go. It is not done. All right, let's try it. Yeah, we got to tweak that. That's okay. So we're going to go here. We're going to take that right about there. Yep. All right. Then we're going to take this here. Then we want to leave it right about 4 seconds. Great. All right. Bam. Right there. Then we take this guy here. We're going to move him right there. So this is how they're fitting. Let's take this here, there, here, and a little bit there. Yes. All right, now you're going to see. So again, I'm not trying to do animation with this. I'm not trying to do animation. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do comics, but in video form. So this goes here. Right? But what we want is we want the narration dialogue to sort of fade in like this. So you'll see here in just a second. I'm going to play this. So we want that, right? Then it plays. And then we want it to hold here. Go here. Alright, about there. Good. And we could take it right there because we don't want stuff to be rendered. Alright. So you can see here it doesn't take a long time to edit this stuff because it's just still images you're working on. It's going to work, but we're going to see here. So we got just single images, and it's a lot of people who are reading this stuff on their mobile phone. So one of the things I'm debating about doing is this. And we split this in half right about there, and split this in half right about there. In theory, what can happen now is this image here can zoom in, and we can bring this around down there. We can shift this over here so people can read. There we go. All right, not bad, not bad. Zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to see. All right, let's move this. Oh, nope. Right about there. Let's move this over. There we go. All right, let's move this up here because we would like that flag to be in there as a sign symbolism. Whoops. Prologue. All right, let's bring this down here. We'll bring this, whoops, bring that down there, yes. So you can see here what I'm doing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. All right, I want to move this over here so that will do this. Let's Matter of fact, I'm going to take this here, since it's pretty much the same thing. All right, right there. Okay, we got this. Yep, right there. That's good. Go up here a little bit. Go right about there. Here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom into this. I wish there was a way I could just grab this stuff and move it manually, but hey, what the heck? What the heck, man? What the heck? What the heckaroni? What the heckaroni? Heckaroni. Okay, we're making the stuff here. This is good. All right, 7:46. Been going now for about an hour and 37 seconds. 37 minutes. Hour 38 now. October 27. It is 6:48 Eastern Standard Time. And I can live with that. Let's move that up there a little bit. Position. Okay. All right. Now, the reason why I do this is because I want the reader to be able to read what's going on here. So let's check it out. Okay, let's shift this over just a smidge right about there, because the beat comes in. Trying to also edit this stuff in sequence. Whoops. That's weird. Okay. Okay, there we go. So we got this. Now I just need to put in the making of thing that I always do. You know, I'm wondering, is that even necessary? I like showing the making of stuff at the end of the stories because yeah, you're drawing, but you kind of like want people to see how much effort you put into this stuff. And maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. For right now, I'll just save this right now, and this is going to be output. In a bed, and it'll go up tomorrow morning. You know, and as I finish the other stories and get those kind of rendered out, which is mostly rendered out already, that'll be ready for Wednesday, and we can rock. We can rock and we can roll. We can rock and we can roll. Let's see here. Let's go to. Let's see here. Where can we go? What can we do? Where can we go? What can we do? I know what we'll do. Go here. All right, let's try these three here. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to see. and Command C. I'm going to go right here. Command V. There we go. Now let's see what happens when we go here. Of course, that's from last week's, from today's episode. But here's what we do now. We just take this. Oh, we don't want that. We want this one. We don't want all of them. We just want some of them. There we go. See? Then we just move that up. And we pray that this stuff works. Because if it works, it makes our lives so much easier. All right, there we go. So we got our Klansmen there. Hauling dude off. Not bad. Now we're going to, what else are we going to do? We're going to do this. Oops. Okay. Yeah, there. Wait. Sorry, wrong one. Grab the wrong one there. Okay, there. This one. All right, now we need to go up. Here we go. So you see what I'm doing, how I'm shifting this stuff around? Because these drawings were done and the time lapse, because I'm working on all these images roughly at the same time. It's just a matter of selecting which one is going to go first. All right. All right, now we go here to this one. Now, I thought I was going to be done with that, but now I'm realizing, yeah, we're pretty damn good to where it is. Pretty damn good where it is, man. Pretty damn good, and whatever else is not working right, that's okay. We ain't got to worry about that. Ain't got to worry about that. Wow, look at that. All right, let's keep going here. Yes. Yes. Yep. Okay, so guess what? This episode got finished a heck of a lot faster than I thought. So we're going to Command S. Now, we're going to zoom in here. And I'm going to go here. And hit Command C. Okay. Now, we're going to create a new timeline. And that one is going to be called Hi John Prologue Episode 4. Okay. And Command V. There we go. There it is. Now, what I did was I took my images, hello, Dwight Clark. How you doing, Dwight? What's happening, man? Part of what I'm doing here is I just popped all this stuff here. So that is now ready to be rendered and uploaded tomorrow morning. I'll probably, once I get one or two other checks, I'll probably just go ahead and bite the bullet and pay for a kind of a Hootsuite, substitute or maybe even Hootsuite. It's just that it's easier just to be able to do it all at once. You get it all lined up: Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Substack, and you just upload it all from one app. That's probably what I'm going to do. And if I do it that way, I'll be able to schedule this stuff in advance. But for right now, I'm willing to stick with what I got for right now. All right, so we're good here. Now we're going to go here, and we're going to, what are we going to name this? No idea what we're going to name it. Let's see here. What do we have? So, Snatched Up. That's, now we're going to call this something different here. We're going to call this Episode 4. 4. Drag him into the tree. All righty. Let's make sure we get this on the right layer. Yes. Okay. Let's get rid of this one. All righty. Prologue, episode 4. Drag him to the tree. Let me just do one thing here. Let me check and see if my streams are working okay. I think YouTube appears to be good. Hello, YouTube. How you guys doing? Hello, YouTubers. Oof. I don't know. Outstage auto side. I don't know what that means. Hello, Instagram. Kick. Hi. Countess Counterweight. What a name. Okay, I think we will move to because I don't know if I have any comments going on right now on Facebook. We do not, and that's okay. So Substack, leave Substack alone. Threads, I don't know. Is it me or it seems like Threads is kind of neglected? I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, so let's add this to render queue. We're going to hit render all. And there we go. Tomorrow's episode for High John Conqueror is now done. Between now and tomorrow evening, I want to finish the rest of the stuff that I was working on today, so I will be clear. Because as I get further along, a lot of the artwork is already drawn, just needs to be colored. And again, VizCom helps so much with the rendering and the coloring and stuff. Still got to do a lot of touch up and painting and stuff to make the stuff work correctly, but that is what we're doing. I'm going to go here, Command C, copy. I just want to check one thing here. I'm going to go right, Command V. All right, there we go. Can rock with that, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing that might not work, now I'm looking at this. Well, hang on. Let me just check one thing here. Oh yeah, the graphics are there. The kind of cruddy kind of, yeah, I like the paper texture. Something I'm going to be using on black prints to make it feel like there's tooth in the paper texture. Okay, I'm good there. So we're going to save this project. That is now done. So High John Conqueror episode 4 is now ready to rocketh. And this will be going live tomorrow morning. I know most people charge on Patreon or something like that for this type of stuff to see it in advance. But guys, I'm going to just let you know honestly. It's not that I'm not trying to make money. I would love to make money on this stuff. What I'm trying to do is tell a story. I'm just interested in telling the damn story. This is Alex Simmons and Chris Ryan would, get that part, that reference. I'm just interested in telling the story. I just want to be able to tell Afrofuturist stories and tell them in a way where you guys can access it as easily as possible. That's the only thing I'm interested in doing. Why would I want to do anything else other than that? So that's the way it's working for me. I want to be able to tell these stories, do them in such a way where you guys can enjoy them. They come out every day. I'm not looking for perfection. Definitely not looking for perfection. What I'm looking for is compelling, heartfelt, done. Right? And I'm willing to use whatever technique and tool possible to be able to pull it off. And that is the way I can rock with that. I will say this though. Let's go here. This is all from later on in the story. This is the comet. The comet is kind of set there. That's good. I will show you guys one thing here though that might be interesting. All right, so this is all stuff again from later on in the story. A lot of people, many people aren't even watching this part of it, and that's fine. I don't mind if spoilers come in. That's okay. I don't mind that. But there is this. So we go through this here. I won't worry about these particular shots here. I will go to this last one here. Not that one, this one here. Yes. And I'm realizing now that I could do this. Let's go. All of these kind of sort of fit there. They do kind of sort of fit. They do kind of sort of fit. All right, let's go here. Let's pick. Nope. I'm going to go here. Turn that one off. We're going to turn this one on. Let's see. One thing is add. Nope. Sky. Is a sky file here? There it is. Right there. Nope. That's not it. Let's go back and see if we can open up. There we go. Right there. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to take this one here, I think. Not that one. We want to go here. We want to go here. This is the one we want. Want that one. Command C. All right, watch how I'm going to do this, guys. And this is just something because I'm already in the file. I want to go and finish it out here. All right, so we're going to go here, Command V. Yeah, that's what I want. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to go right here. All right, we're going to go to multiply. Command T. There we go. Yes. See, I love that because that makes it feel like it's dark. But we can move it up there a little bit. Yes. See, I love that. That's very compelling visual. Very compelling visual. In fact, let me do this. I will take. Since this is already pretty much in place, I'm going to take this here. All right, we're going to do Command C, Command V, go back here, and then we're going to hit Command D. We're going to get rid of that. All right, now we're going to go back here. What we're going to do here is move this up. Yep. Just like that. Command T, we're going to bring that down just like that. All right, this is the end of the story here. Okay, that's good. I like that. I like that a lot. Now, we need to take this again. Yep, that one there. I'm going to duplicate this. Put this on top here. I want to move that right there. Yes. Yes. Now, here's the interesting thing about this. As I'm taking this, it's sort of like there are other elements on this that are not as, how should I say, not as tweaked, but that's okay. I don't mind that as well. So we're going to go here. Let's see here. What are we going to do? Let's see here. Excuse me. Boy, that was a pretty... Bless me, or say bless you, however that works. All right. Enough of that going on. We'll come back, circle on back around that later. But guys can see what I'm doing. It's the same motif. It's just a little bit later. So this is good. All right, now what are we going to do? What we're going to do is this. We're going to actually, I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let's go multiply. Yep. All right. So that works like that. That's good. But what we want to do here is this. I'm going to take this here. We're going to go all the way down to here. I do not know if this is going to work. I'm going to go here. Command T. All right, now that should be a line there, but that's okay. I don't, well, wow. That's not the strongest line in the world. That's pretty damn good. Holy crap. Okay, well, hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. If it works, it works. If it works, it works, baby. If it works, it works. Go here and take this one here. I'll show you what I'm going to do with this one in just a moment there. No, Command C, Command V. Okay, got that. D. Now we're going to hit Command T. I'm going to right click over this and we're going to go flip vertical. Hit OK. Now we're going to scroll this back down right there. Yes. Now I hit Command T. There we go. So you see what's happening there? Yes, that's hot. I like that. And I might not even do much Gen AI on this. I might just go in and just paint it. Maybe just get some smattering of kind of like monochromatic tones, which might help. But outside of that, I think I got the vibe of this is already there. Again, I have about, I would say between 6 to 7 weeks of material already mapped out. Just I have to lay down the color. And just as a final thing on this, I am not trying to overdo High John. I'm not trying to do that. I have no interest in overdoing High John Conqueror. What I have an interest in doing is having something that's going to be fun, something that's going to be easy enough. I don't mind hard. But I want something that's going to be fun and compelling and tells a compelling story. That's really what I'm interested in more so than anything. We're going to go here. All right, we're going to go here to multiply. So that's good. That's good. Now we need to go here, which will be above this. And I think I had done that right there, but I'm not going to use that now. I'm going to go here, get rid of this particular layer. Yes. Yep. And now we're going to take this here and we're going to move this guy down, but we're going to move him to multiply. Multiply. We want that right there on that kind of section here with the trees. There we go. Not bad, man. Not bad. So what we can do here is we can do the following. We can go boop there and go up and we're going to hit delete. Okay, so we got that. That's good. Now we can go up to this one here and do the same thing here. Boom. Damn. All right, but I want to take this because I know we have this thing here happening. And the great thing about this is that this really tall sky gives the impression of something else happening, of it getting darker, which I don't mind. All right, so we're gonna go here. Now the reason why I'm doing this because I'm in the zone. I'm in the flow state that they call it, and what I'm doing is kind of mapping this out. So it's just something less that I have to bother with. Not bother with. It's no such thing as bothering. It's just the drawing. But yeah, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Now, what I don't like is I think that orange there is a little bit distracting. I really do think it's a little bit distracting in that final panel. It should be more like that. However, this is what I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna leave that because there's something kind of lighting effect I think I can do with that. That'll be pretty cool. All right, but with that, that's pretty damn good. I'm gonna save that. All right, I'm gonna go here. Yeah, we're making our way through it. We're making our way through it. So we have quite a few pages done. Almost done, all in various states of completion. Eventually, I'll work myself up as I'm working consistently through this. I want to build it so that I have probably 4 weeks completely done. So as I'm adding new stuff, I'll just be maintaining that 4 week buffer. I just knew I didn't want to have it go on too long. I'll explain to you what I mean by that. You might say, well, why am I waiting to why am I parceling this out so slow? I'm parceling it out so slow is because it's important that I be able to maintain this thing. That's very important to me. That I, Tim Fielder, maintain this work level? Can I do that? That's important to me. All right, somebody's contacted me here. Hang on one second. I don't know who this is here. Hoping that my audio is not going to. Okay. Okay. All right. So we are where we are. Okay. So just sorry. You might say, what in the world is he talking about? Yeah. All right. So again, the objective with this particular story. 4 objectives. 1, I do not, the Comet, I love the Comet. I love working on it. I'm so grateful to Norton. I'm so grateful to my agent, Judith Hanson, for doing what she's done for me. And I will not let them down as long as I can stay alive, right? As long as I can stay alive, not die, right? I'm going to finish this book, right? So I'm going to finish this book because I think it's important to the lexicon of Afrofuturism. I mean, not the least to say that it's important. I think for me in my career, I'm just being honest about that. But then there's the other aspect of things. I think for the audience, because I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not making any money on this. But I am getting paid in attention because every day this thing goes out. Let's go here. Let's check it out. See what the ratings are. So we go here to YouTube. Yes, here we go. And we just go now YouTube, and I don't mind showing you guys this stuff. It's gonna look terrible. Nope, we don't want to switch the account. We want to go just to view your channel, and I'm sure the numbers on this thing are absolutely atrocious. Okay. So it has 8 views. That's terrible. That's terrible. 9 views. So it's received the equivalent of 8 views per hour. And you might say, man, that's terrible. Watch this. If I go here to Tim Fielder, I'm going to go to my desktop. Not my desktop, my main feed. If I go here and we see insights, it's been a while, so that's 150 views. So what's happening is more people are watching this on Facebook. Many times more people are watching this on Facebook than YouTube. Now, initially, I would have been completely distraught by seeing that. I've been like, oh my God, I'm not, nobody's watching. But they're actually, you guys are actually watching on Facebook, which is, to be frank with you, not a bad thing. Well, let's see. Let's do the numbers again. How many active users on YouTube? All right, YouTube has approximately 2.5 billion monthly active users, making it the second most popular social platform globally after Facebook. Right? So what that means is I'm not really cracking the 2.6 billion, 5 billion for YouTube. However, let's go. How many active Facebook users as of 2025? 3.07 billion. So it has more, right? So again, Facebook 150. That just from today's episode. I wasn't even the last time I looked at this, I think it was at 110. No, this is not like amazing numbers. Look, I have no illusion of this. This is not like amazing numbers. It's not like I have I'm not, what's his name, Jamal and Chan. I don't have 20,000 people looking at stuff, and that's okay. I don't mind that. I do not mind that. But what it means is this. If I go here to my profile view, now you guys went absolutely insane on this one. Look at this one here. Which one is it? This one here? It's my old man with my brother. This thing has almost 1,900, almost 2,000 views. It'll probably get there by the end of a week. That's incredible. I hope I can get to that point. But most of those are followers, right? The non-followers only 2.6, right? That's pretty good. No shame in the game, right? But let's go here. The first one here, right? We go to View Insights. That has 223. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see what it's on Facebook. I'm going to go here. Let's go back to Facebook. Go back to my thingy here. We're going to go to our old one here so we can find it here. That one was this one here. Oh, that's the first one. That's the first one. 223. Not bad. And if I go here and click on this, so we can find it. Oh, I can't find it because it's on, I didn't share it easily to Tim Fielder, but that's okay. We'll do it here. We're going to go to Diesel Funk. Diesel Funk. And I shared it, so that's not so bad. All right, Insights and Ads. That has 461 views. So quite a few people have been watched this thing. That, you see what I'm saying? Meaning, what I'm trying to express is, I'm okay. I'm okay with the growth. Is it perfect? Of course not. Of course not. But I don't even care about that. What I care is about the consistency of putting it out every day. And as the story builds, right? Like, for example, I can tell you part of the plan for me is it is October, late October. I want to start my live social shopping stream by, say, no later than Black Friday. That's what I want, right? I have a few copies of the Graphic History Hip Hop. I need to get some more copies of Maddie's Rocket in. If I can, if I have the time and the resources, I'll publish not just the hardcover version of Maddie's Rocket, but I'm going to publish the soft cover version of Maddie's Rocket as well, because it's about time for that, because I'm working on volume 2 as well. So these are the things that are the things that move me. However, I'm not going to, because what I'm trying to do is get organic reach first, right? And that's hard because there's a part of me, let me just release everything all at once. Nah, I'm not trying to do that. What I'm trying to do is build awareness of my work and build awareness of Afrofuturism. It's literally what I'm trying to do. If I'm supposed to be an OG Afrofuturist, then I might as well act like it instead of coming out with stuff every 10 years, right? I might as well, or every 10 months. You know, it should be something as close to every day as humanly possible, right? So 3 to 5 days a week is reasonable for me. That's not lethal. And it builds story and it hopefully engages you guys in a way you can feel like, okay, this is a story that maybe by some miracle you give a damn about the characters. All right, now let's check out this one more thing here. Is we just switched over to the nighttime view. So that's that one, right? Let's go here. Let's check this one out. Let's check this one out. This one right here is View Insights on Facebook. 166 views. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, less, but that's okay. Let's go back here. Let's go to here. Nope. Yeah. There we go. Let's click this here. All right, 29. Just 29 views. Not fantastic, right? But just 29 views. But you know, it's very curious that that would happen. Let's go here to Tim Fielder, which is why I think sharing instead of trying to post to multiple different accounts, it's probably not what I need to be doing. But let's go here on Tim Fielder. See what I'm saying? It's a mistake to share this stuff to 2 different Facebook channels. I should share it on one Facebook channel, and then I should share it to one Facebook channel, then share it to other channels. See, 440. That I can live with that number. I can live with that number. That's okay, right? Because this has only been up for a week and a half, almost a week and a half. I don't mind that. Let's see what happens in a month, 2 months. What I want to do is make sure that I get enough of this stuff going so that by mid-January 2026, I have enough stuff going that I can then push and do like a major push during Black History Month. Now you might say, well, is the most important thing the story or marketing? A little bit of both, frankly. A little bit of both. I am trying to spread Afrofuturism. You know, it's like visual Afrofuturism is so tricky to do because you're trying to thread that needle between, you know, doing something that is compelling to look at, but you're also dealing with race, which is a lot. It's a lot. But someone's got to do the job. And again, people shouldn't have to wait 10 years or 10 months between releases. So my feeling is, let's try to do this. I'm not saying I'm the best person for this job. I damn sure don't say that. There are folks out here who could do a much better job than me. But I'm okay. And if I'm going to do this, we will do better at spreading the economy of Afrofuturism if we release more consistently. Ryan Coogler cannot be asked to carry the whole thing on his own, right? The indie comic book artists out there like Grant Anderson-Elise and Jason Reeves and T.J. Sheridan and all those folks cannot be asked to do all this stuff by themselves. Now, I'm just pointing them out because I'm naming dropping them because I know them. But I'm saying there are a number of people out there. But it's like, are we in the business of making money first? Are we in the business and then telling a story? Or in the business of telling the story first and making money? So you can pick one, right? If this were 10 years ago, it would be perfectly fine to just finish a book and then put it out. We don't live in that world anymore. We live in a world where the attention is so, the goal is gathering and harnessing attention. And so my theory goes, all the readers, we know there are 440 mugs that looked at this particular story, that 1 minute clip, right? Let's look here. Let's go to the one from today. Oh, the one from the other day. Let's go here. What we got there? 431. You see what I'm saying? That's the key. 431. I learn something every day doing this. I learn so much every day doing it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I get a great deal of pleasure out of it. I would be lying to you if I tried to suggest that was not the case. Let's see where we are on this one. 159. You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? That means High John Book 1, I want a big graphic novel. At the moment, I don't think I want to put out a floppy because I think floppies as a market, I have no interest in it right now. I mean, sure, maybe. Y'all have to convince me. Y'all have to convince me that I should, Tim, come back to floppies. But right now, I'm not feeling floppies. What's terrible? Oh my God. Jerry Craft has joined and he is talking smack. Look, man, first of all, no one asked for your opinion. That's the first thing, right? No one asked for your opinion. Just stay down there in Florida and do your job. Don't worry about my job. That's the first thing, right? Hello, Dionis. How you doing? Good to see you, man. Love you and your brother, Jose Ortiz. These guys saved my life a few years back. Sexual Chocolate. Yeah, I know. Black Comic Lords. I believe it's Black Comic Lords. I believe it's one of them. Black Comic Lords are great. I think they have such a interesting vibe going on in the social media space. I think their stuff is very expansive. They promote heavy. Ooh, anything. But I think the modality of black comics is not just individual comics. It's the modality that black comics actually not just exist, but they exist in the intersection of fandom, social fandom, but also commerce. And I think Black Comic Lords right now, they do an excellent job at that. And I hope that I can continue to doing what I'm doing and will be able to intersect with them. Anyway, thank you so much for that. Anyway, so back to this. So we're gonna go here, right? Oh, thank you, Terrell Charles, for sharing my reel. This is one of my NYFA students. I call him a NYFA student. This guy's a veteran in the military and has one of the most adorable kids. I love the man because he's a grown man. He's not a kid, But thank you for sharing that, Terrell. I appreciate it, man. Let's see. He's also a filmmaker, an highly accomplished filmmaker. All right, so let's go here now. It is 7:29. We spent a lot of time here talking smack, and it's time to get back to Les Comet. Now, on Friday, I had said to myself, man, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 12 pages. I'm not going to do 12 pages. I'm going to do 6 pages because 6 pages seems more attainable. All right, we're going to go here, right there. Hi, John. No. Back there. Comet breakdowns. There we go. All righty, let's go here. He laid the dead elevator to the side. Penthouse office. Okay. Now, here, what we got to know. This is the penthouse office. So yes, this is nighttime. So that's one thing. That's why it's good for me to do the breakdowns over a period of time as opposed to do them all in one setting. Because then there are things I miss. So for example, in this particular case here, let me go here and merge these two. Command E merges that. Watch what I'm going to do here. So what we're doing, this is nighttime, right? This is nighttime. So what I'm going to do here is take this, yeah, right? And now what I'm going to do, and I wonder, of course, if this is good enough, if this is too rough for breakdowns. I mean, because if this is good enough for breakdowns, this is really would save me so much trouble having to, instead of refining the drawings. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this loose enough? Is it tight enough? Right? I mean, because some of this stuff you can't even really tell. You know these people were in the car here. But yeah, I don't know. I got to see. Got to see, baby. Alrighty. I would also say for those folks who are looking or who might look at this, you know, it really would be nice if I didn't have to do this. Well, let me say this: there are plenty of comic book artists out there. I'm interested in seeing other artists do this type of work as well. I think that would be pretty cool. All right, there we go. So that's nighttime, right? So we got that. Yep, and here, yes. So that fits right off in that pocket there. And we're going to Command E. Okay, so now we get to the penthouse. So now what we're going to do is, I think what we're going to do is we're going to start this particular page off. Let's go here. There we go. There we go. And make that point down there. We're going to go right here to the top. And we're going to have that building right there. Boom. Bam. Right? So we want the real big kind of brutalist architecture of that MetLife, that kind of Metropolitan Tower building. Boom. Bam. Bam. Right? And we'll do this. Right? The penthouse. Doggone it. I see what I did there. So let's do this. Gonna erase. Gonna erase. Okay, gonna go back to brush. We're gonna erase again. We gotta press a little hard for that. I know we gotta press a little hard. So okay, we're gonna go here and go there. Yes. Now we're gonna pop here. Just like that. It's a penthouse. Penthouse office. Bam. Yes. Now I can go here. There we go. Boom. Bam. Bam. Right there. Okay. All right. This is nighttime, so we're good there. Nighttime, so we're good here. All right. And here. Bam. Bam. Okay, take this one here. Bam, bam. And I'll probably, I'll do this as well. What the hell? What the hell, man? We're trying to win, not lose. Okay, go here. There we go. And we'll put a little figure here and figure there. Okay, so that's the penthouse, right? Now the next shot here, we go, let's see here, penthouse. Let's move this over, right? No, it's a little bit too much. Yep, definitely should have moved that over. All right, hang on, guys. Again, one of the things I tend to do is I will shift my stuff over because it'll allow me to have a broader space to be able to do my lettering, temporary lettering. All right, so night, Metropolitan Tower. In and out among the dead, they slipped and quivered, needing no sound or bell or horn until the great square Metropolitan Tower hovered in sight. Okay. Penthouse. All right. Private office, night business furniture. Right. All right, so we had the thing where she sees this part here. Then they leave. Oh man, I may not have needed to do that. I may have done that needlessly. But that's okay. It's all right. I don't mind. All right, that's right. That's right. That's right. All right, so then they were crossing the bridge. That's right. They rushed across Williams and swept over to Brooklyn from the Battery to Morningside Heights, and that's where they're in the tunnel and all that stuff. Haggard and Begret, they puffed a third time slowly down Broadway under the broiling sun and at last stopped. And they stopped right there. Right? And they're talking. They scanned the river. I think. And then this is where she says, "What can we do?" She cried. It was his turn now to take over, and he did quickly. Okay, we got that. Central Telephone Exchange. That's nighttime too. Oh no, that's the morning. God, why did I do that? All right, hang on. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. If I screwed up on, oh, that didn't work out so well, but it's okay. We could just do this. Bam. All right, back to daytime. Central Telephone Exchange. The long distance night rockets and then she looked at him now with strength and confidence. He did not look like me. So okay, so we go there. So they're in. So this is where they're talking about fireworks and all that stuff while they're driving the car, right? Then we hold the whole building here. That's good. That is good. Okay, great. Now here is where I kind of screwed up. And there's no such thing as screwing up and breakdowns. You're doing what you're doing. So to go here, we're going to erase all that. All righty. Let's go. Let me check my stream going here. Let's see. We got YouTube is rocking. Diesel Funk Dispatch. Hello, YouTube. Diesel Funk Dispatch. We have Twitch. I keep getting offered porn stuff. It's weird. Let's see. We got Instagram. Hello, Instagram. We got Kick going. What's up, Kick? Facebook. Facebook. Let's go back here to Diesel Funk and see if we have any comments going on. Nothing right now. Comment mode, default. Okay, we're not going to worry about that. Let's click here. Okay, we got a lot of stuff going down, guys. A lot of stuff going down, man. Substack. I'm leaving Substack alone. Don't touch Substack. Threads. What in the world is going on with Threads? All right, LinkedIn. Hello, LinkedIners. Hello, LinkedIners. I've been going for 2 hours and 29 minutes. It is now 7:39 Eastern Standard Time. TikTok. One day I'm going to get TikTok live going. Now, perhaps one way to do that, well, I think using the agency is probably the way things should go. Let's get this here. Todd Wright, hit like on TikTok. Thank you, Todd. That's one of a good friend here. I've known Todd since the 90s, I think. Mid-90s, which is kind of frightening. That means we're old. Back when we both lived in the Bronx. I don't think he lives in the Bronx anymore, but I did. For about 8 years, I lived in the Bronx in a previous arrangement. All right, let's go here. I'm just trying to check and see. How you guys liking my microphone here? I think it's the color. It's kind of it's coordinated with the color in the studio. I like it. I have my lights on here. I probably shouldn't have had the lights on, but what the heck? See it. Look at here. Looking. Okay, 3 likes. We got some from Todd Wright. Bruce Morrow, very good friend. And then Adam O. I don't know who Adam O is. Thank you, Adam O. All right, let's go here to Bruce Morrow. Like my video. Todd Wright, like my video. Thank you guys so much, guys. Thank you. I hope this works. I really, really hope this works. Anyway, back to this. And we're going to go here. All right, here we go. All right, switchboard. All right, so she's like, all right, okay, so this is where they're at the Central Telephone Exchange. Switchboard. Okay, here's where we got to do a little search here. This is why the internet is so freaking undefeated. All right, we want to go to 1920s era telephone, not telephone, telephone switchboard. Hmm. Oh, wow. Look at that. Images. Whoa, look at that. Look at this stuff. And this is the thing I love about this. This is the kind of whole motif of the person changing it that you always saw in the old movies. So this is great. So I think what we're gonna do here, we're gonna go into a wide shot here. All right. The telephone and the cable, nice rocking den. She looked at him now with strict. He did not look like men, as she had always pictured men, but he acted like one, and she was content. In 15 minutes, they were at the Central Telephone Exchange. Interior day, Central Telephone Exchange, switchboard. As they came to the door, he stepped quickly before her and pressed her gently back as he closed it. She heard him moving to and fro and knew his burdens, the poor little burdens he bore. When she entered, he was alone in the room. Ah, so you see what's happened? He went into the room, the switchboard here, right? And everybody in there was dead. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do here is this. And I like the idea of having that mystery. So we're going to go here. Oops. B. Yep, there we go. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to, let's look at this again. The grim, when she entered, he was alone in the room. The grim switchboard flashed his metallic face in cryptic sphinx-like immobility. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take this open here. Nope, wrong one. Don't want to open up Chrome. I want to open up Safari. I think the one I like is that one. Okay. Because all the telephone operators in this are now dead. So here's where we're going. I'm going here. One, two, three. Yep. All right. All right, so this is her. Julia is her name. All right, there we go. So she's waiting here. Right, that's good. All right, so now we're going to go here. So they both are walking. I'm going to have him with his coat on a little bit, because why not? She's got her skirt on there. All right. There we go. So you see what I'm making? That's kind of like a checkered floor, like so. So they come in, like so. Yep. And do it just like this. few dead bodies here. Once again, the comment. Gotta always have a plethora of uniquely dressed dead bodies. All right, now, so we got that. And then you're gonna see him ask her to hold back. All right, and then he's here. Yep. So he's telling her to hold back. All right. Okay, yeah, that works. That works just fine. So look at this. So basically what happens, you see them kind of walking into the scene. They come up to the door, and then it's just her standing out there by herself. Because she hears what's happening. I'll have her arms sort of like that. But I'll actually have her face towards the camera like so. Yep. Boom. There we go. Bam, 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 bam. Boom, bam, bam. Yep, I like that. Then we go here. There we go. See? Boom. Yeah. All right, so we're good there. Here. 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 So yes, that is the same. That is the same there. Boom. Then bayow. Then boom. Then bayow. Okay, great. Great. I'm happy with that. Now let me minimize this here because I need to. Let's go here. All right, we're good. Just checking my stream and chats. Okay, won't do that anymore. Thank you guys so much for whoever chimed in today. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Love it when I get the company. Let's see here. So Facebook, we are rocking and rolling it. We're rocking and rolling it. All right, Substack, don't touch it. LinkedIn, don't touch it. 7:49. I'm trying to see if I can shut down roughly at 8. Let's minimize the thing here. I've been going for 20 minutes. So in 20 minutes, because I like to try to keep it, 2 hours is okay, but I really feel like I get more done over a 3-hour period. So watch what I'm gonna do here. So this is good. So she's standing outside, so she sees what's happening. But let me do this. Watch this, guys. Go here. Get rid of the eyes there. All right, and we go here. Yep. There we go. So this is where the dude calls her and says, hey, look, the room's clear. Right? Then we go to our wide shot here. And here I can use that same kind of configuration. Right? Boom. Let's go here very light. All right, got a chair there. All right. And then here, do another one here. Yep. As tedious as this can sometimes be, guys, I have to say I absolutely love. There's just a kind of a sort of a zone that you get into when you're doing breakdowns like this, Of course, I have to go back through it and all. You have everything has to be redrawn and stuff, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Other ways to do it. All right, do here. All right, I'm gonna do one more there. And now I don't mind doing it like this because I'm taking this is a kind of not an idealized New York City, but it's kind of New York City because obviously it's the book came out in 1920, but in theory, what Du Bois was doing was writing in the future. I think very soon as I get closer to the end of this story, I'm probably going to invite Arthur McFarlane the third, who is W.E. Du Bois's grandson, is coming in and to see what's happening. That might be fun. Here, yep, that's pretty good. That's pretty good there. See, there's the chairs. Again, don't need it to be perfect. Here. All right, now we got the tabletop here. All right, and then we have that. And this is a huge, 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 huge telephone switchboard. There we go. All right. Here we go. There we go. All right. Now, okay, I've got that. That's not bad. I'm cool with this looking the way it is. Now, I need to decide whether or not they're in the shot. And they could be in the shot. And I think the way to put them in the shot is here. Yep. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Yes. Yes. Okay, so there we go. So he's pointing at the screen. He should be a little bit bigger in that shot, though. But that's okay. I can take this here, make him a little bit bigger. There we go. Right there. Great. And I like that. That shot there. There's no need for her to be in the shot because he's calling her in, and so there we go. Now I could let me see how this will work. I could do this. Take her here. See here. All right. Let's see what this looks like. And T. Oh, that's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting. I kind of like that. That's kind of dope. Command D. Yep, I think we'll leave her there. That's good. That's good. So she's silhouetted back to the camera. I think that works. Command E. Okay, good. All right, 7:57 Eastern Standard Time. Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. This is the live drawing with Tim Fielder. I'm Tim Fielder, CEO of Diesel Funk Studios. I'm known for the graphic novels Infinitum and Afrofuturist Tale, Maddie's Rocket, and along with my writing partner, Dr. Walter Grayson, the graphic history of hip hop, along with our managing partner, Christina Hungsbrook Lamartina. So we do what we do. Okay. All right. So the Grim switchboard flashes metallic facing us. So we're good there. She seated herself on a stool and donned the bright earpiece. Now, here's where it's going. Let's read through this. She had never looked at one so closely before. It was wide and black, pimpled with usage, inert, dead, almost sarcastic in its unfeeling curves. It looked like she beat back the thought, but it looked. Persisted in looking like. She turned her head and found herself alone. One moment she was terrified. Then she thanked him silently for his delicacy and turned resolutely, with quick breath. Hello, she called in the low tones. She was calling to the world. The world must answer. Would the world answer? Was the world silence? She had spoken too low. Hello, she cried. Full voice. She listened. Silence. Her heart beat quickly. She cried in clear, distinct, loud tones. Hello, hello. What was that whirring? Surely no. Surely no. Was it the click of the receiver? She bent close. She moved the pegs in the holes and called until her voice almost to a shriek and her heart hammered. It was as if she had heard the last flicker of creation, and the evil was silence. Okay, how are we going to do this? Now, here's the interesting thing here. This is what I love about doing this kind of work. Whoops. Wrong one. Let's go here. Oh, whew. A little sleepy there. That's okay. Now, if I'm looking at this, I'm thinking to myself, and here's where we can have the dramatic storytelling. So, for example, you're looking here, almost everything here are multiple panels, anywhere from 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 panels, right? So I'm just talking about this section. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. It's a wide screen. When you go with a wide screen shot like that, it has a sense of power to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with different panels in there. And then you do it again. Well, no, that's one full page spread. That's a full page spread. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're getting there. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's time for a big shot. And here's what I'm going to do. This is where we get the isolation going. This is how I'm going to do it. Yep. All right, let's go back here to our reference. we go. Alrighty. So she's got to have like that. She's got to be like that. Okay, great. Here. Put the chair there. All right. Okay, there we go. All righty. And this is going to be mostly narration. Right there. There we go. So instead of showing all the different camera angles, just show one wide shot. Why am I doing like this? I'm doing like this so I can demonstrate isolation. She's by herself. She's alone. All right? All right, it's 8:03 now. We've been going for 2 hours and 53 minutes. I'm going to see what I can do in the next 7 minutes. And then I'm going to get ready to shut it down for the night. So glad I'm able to continue working on the comic. Real privilege to do this book. All right, so we got that. Now, Metropolitan Office Balcony, night. All right, so we're going to go here. She says she sat stupidly amongst the black and sarcastic mouthpiece. And thought came again, hopefully. Yes, the cable and the rockets remained, but the world she could not frame the thought, say the word. It was too mighty, too terrible. She turned toward the door with a new fear in her heart. For the first time, she seemed to realize that she was alone in the world with a stranger, with something more than a stranger, with a man alien in blood and culture. By the way, just in case anyone who looks at this, Julia is white and Jim is black. Just in case you didn't know. Unknown, perhaps unknowable. So here's what we're going to do here. I think what we're going to have here. Yes. I'm going to do 4 panels. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, watch what I'm going to do here, guys. Going to. She's sitting here with her knees on a kind of step in the lobby. Looking up. All right, here's what we're going to do. Yes. Yes. Go here. Shift V. And Shift V. And Command Shift V. Yep. Yippity yip yip. All right, now we're going to go here and pick that down there. Now here. Ah, yes. Watch this. Watch this. So here she is. And this is where you can not necessarily take liberties, but you can expand on story. So in this particular shot here, this is the lobby of the telephone place, right? And here, so her head's down. So here, see, her head is up. And here, her head is down. I'm going to keep her head down a little bit here. Watch this. But what's going to happen here is this. By herself here. Then my dude comes out like this. Right, so he walks up. So you don't see him initially. Then here, there we go. There we go. So you see what's happening. She's on the stoop by herself sobbing. And then here, his hand is extended out to her. Yep. All right. So here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have her put her hands on her head like so. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm going to leave that there. Here, we're going to have her do it here. Watch this. There we go. See? There we go. Her hand is up. Yes, like so. See? So basically, this shot here is you have the dialogue going, but what's happening is that first shot, she's sitting on the stoop in the lobby by herself. Then Jim comes up behind her and her head is down. And here by panel 3, she's full on sobbing with her head in her hands. But Jim is getting closer, and then when he walks up to her, he puts his hand out. He puts his hand out to her. Yes, that right there will work. And she grabs it because she's now getting the impression that, oh boy, this is the new world. There we go. See? Great. Love that. All right. All right, we're over 3 hours now. We got 3 panels done, 3 pages done. Let me see if we can move a little bit farther. Okay. The evil of silence. Man unknowable. Okay. It was awful. She must escape. She must fly. She must not see her again. Who knew what awful thoughts she gathered? Her silken skirts deftly about her young, smooth limbs listened and glided into a side hall. A moment she shrank back. The hall lay filled with dead women. Then she leapt to the door and tore at it with bleeding fingers until it swung wide. She looked out. He was standing at the top of the alley, silhouetted, tall, black, motionless. That's interesting because I may have done something that looks great dramatically, but it might not be in the story. Let's see here. Okay, we might circle back around to this. Hmm. Okay. All right. I think what I'm gonna do here. This might be a little tricky. All right. So what I'm gonna do here. We're gonna see if this works here. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna move this down here. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna see here. Ah, yes. Gonna chair. Sorry about that. You got some guys outside playing their music. I live in a mixed neighborhood. It's all good to me. So I'm gonna have her storming off like so, because she's pretty distraught here. All right, she dropped. She said stupidly and in black and sarcastic, and she said stupidly staring into the black and sarcastic mouthpiece. Okay, that's the thing. She came again yet dating to get to her. Okay, bam. It was awful. She must escape. She must fly. He must not see her again. So this is where she's running away. Who knew what awful thoughts she gathered her second in the decay? A moment she shrank back. Ah, yes. Let's take this. One, two, three. Let's see here. How am I going to do this? Let me take a break on that. Let me take a break on that because I need to think about how to pull this off. Anyway, it is now 3:05. I've been streaming now for 3:05. I'm Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. Presently working on The Comet, my adaptation for W.W. Norton. We're making progress. Let me just do a very quick count here, and then we can go for the day. Let's see here. Let's go here. We got here. So that's page 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 9. Yes. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. I'm about 72 pages in, which is a little bit over halfway of what I want to tell. Because keep in mind, the comics is a short story, so if the graphic novel ends up being between 120 and 150 pages, that's good. It's not necessary to tell this story in 200 pages. It's going to be pretty short. But this is good, though. This is good. So we know we're 74, 75 pages in. Not bad. Not bad. Not a bad day's work. All right. So we have rocked. We have rolled. I want to thank you guys for hanging out tonight with on the live drawing with Tim Fielder. Thank you guys so much for hanging with the dog, hanging with the man, hanging with the dude. Right? I try my best to give you guys something that is entertaining, something that has a little value. I try to make my micro changes work every day. Micro change this time was putting up the appearance of a working mic, which I think is working. It's plugged in, but this thing here got crushed a little bit in the airplane flight home, so I gotta fix that. Anyway, yeah, so that's what's happening. I'm so grateful to be doing this. What a wonderful life this is, to be able to do this full time. And I just got to make sure you're finished, though. That's the key. It's like I always tell people, finishing activates opportunity. Yes, that applies not just to people listening or to people I'm talking to. That applies to me. If I want the opportunity, I literally have to finish the work. It's very, very important to be able to pull that off. Further, I think I enjoy it because this is all variants. The work with the Black Prince with Stephen Barry and Leo McGovern, the letterer. Stephen Barry is the writer. These are stories that I would have enjoyed doing as a younger guy. And now I'm a little bit older now. I'm also enjoying doing it and getting a little funkified in it, and bringing a little maturity in terms of my storytelling process into this thing. Immensely enjoying doing High John Conqueror. Now, doing High John Conqueror is the sort of thing where I realized that, as I've said before on these streams, I don't want to fall out of balance. Out of balance means taking the really incredibly personal work that I want to do and balancing it out with the work that pays the bills, right? But I'm blessed. It took me decades to get to this point where the work I use to pay the bills are actually variants of the work that I consider to be personal. Doing comics about people of color in these fantastical situations. I mean, you guys just have to see it. That Prince Rivers, his life in Black Prince reads almost like a science fiction novel. So insane. In fact, the entire Reconstruction period of the United States is like a crazed kind of like a post-apocalyptic science fiction novels. Very, very, very much in the spirit of a Martin, Delaney / Octavia Butler, because it talks about hope, finding hope in these kind of downward turns. And I'm hoping I'm showing that through my work. Even though it's going to be a lot more blood in my stuff. Well, I don't know. W.E. Du Bois had an entire city in New York dead, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get his body count down. But, same time, here we are, October 27th, 2025. Live drawing, Tim Fielder. You guys are awesome. I love it. Thank you guys so much for the folks who showed up and sent a rude comment my way, Jerry Kraft. But thank you guys so much. Peace and stay out of trouble. See you tomorrow.